Okay, we're live. Okay, cool. Just can you see if we're on the website? If it popped up.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome, cool. Hi. Okay. Hi, everyone. We are Pure Fandom, a website where pop culture geeks and nerds can read recaps, react to TV shows and movies in near real time, watch things like Comic-Con interviews, and engage in discussion. This is our second live panel discussion. Previously, a couple other Pure Fandomers and I did a Rogue One reaction kind of live panel thing, and I thought it'd be cool to do the same for Wonder Woman because it just came out last week? June 2nd. When was June 2nd? Anyway, last week. So today we'll be discussing, obviously, Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman. It came out June 2nd. And with me is our Reagan, Christine, Courtney, and Meg. Before we get into the real meat of the discussion, I thought we might introduce ourselves. So I'll start. I'm Jasmine. I write recaps and occasional think pieces for Pure Fandom. I'm still trying to find my show. All the ones I start recapping either get canceled or like are really low viewed. I also write for MuggleNet.com, which is a Harry Potter website, and I work at a tech company in downtown Chicago. I guess we'll also talk about what our context with Wonder Woman was before we went to go see the movie. And honestly, mine was not that much. My mom grew up loving the Linda Carter show, but I just read the Jill Lepore's Secret History of Wonder Woman, which just explained her genesis and her creator, William Moulton Marston, who was like a weird creepy man. I don't know. And then I managed to go in watching the movie with absolutely no spoilers or anything. I forgot that David Thewlis was in it and Connie Nielsen, so I was very happy. Okay, so on to Reagan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reagan. I write for Arrow at Pure Fandom. I'm an English and film student at Tech. That's in Texas, sorry. And I'm just a general fan of all things geek. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Wonder Woman. I've always said that Lois Lane is my favorite superhero, but I don't know. Now Wonder Woman's kind of tied her. So I went to go see it at the one of the all-women screenings that the Alamo Drafthouse does. Cool. Which was just so cool. I mean, it was just a theater packed with women, like excited to see ourselves as superheroes, and yeah, it rocked. And they had one of our professors from the film department at my university like talk about how important this film is for like women in Hollywood before we watched it. It was just a really cool experience. Christine?
All right, hey guys, I'm Christine. I am the resident Disney expert at Pure Fandom and am currently a screenwriting student in San Francisco as well. And I also write for this website, is another entertainment website called seat42f.com. I grew up reading comic books, both DC and Marvel, but Wonder Woman was one of them. Well, honestly, I haven't really been impressed with the DCEU films, to say the least, but I felt different about Wonder Woman for some reason. You know, when I watched the first trailer, I was pretty amazed. And I never had that feeling for a DCEU film before, even when watching trailers. So I had a feeling that this one was going to be good, and I was glad that I was proven right. And then Court.
Hey guys, I'm Court. I usually podcast with Brad for Brad and Court Talk. We've done recaps and some very interesting interviews. We recently spoke with actor-director Chad Rook. You might recognize him from The Flash, and he's been in a couple other things. He's going to be in War for the Planet of the Apes. Brad and I are also recapping Winona Earp, which just returned last night, and it's amazing. Season 2 came back. I'm writing recaps for Sci-Fi's Dark Matter, and I've been doing some things with Starz' American Gods and a bunch of other shows. I grew up loving the 90s X-Men cartoons, and that was kind of my gateway into comics and like all things live action comic movies. I love Marvel and DC movies, all the things that we've been getting recently, and I'm in the minority of people who loved Man of Steel, and I didn't hate Batman versus Superman, and actually Wonder Woman was my favorite thing in that, so that might be why. I've been looking forward to this Wonder Woman movie for forever. I do remember watching the Wonder Woman TV show back in the 80s. I was a kid, but I still watched it. It was pretty cheesy, but I liked it. The movie definitely surpassed my expectations, and I want more. I need more. It has to happen.
Oh, am I last?
Yeah. Meg, go ahead.
Hey. It's Meg. I write for Pure Fandom. I typically do all things Teen Wolf, and that's just been snowballing into everything that they're getting into. So Holland has a new show that I'll be covering, which I super don't remember the name of, but I'm so excited for. And that's on Sci-Fi. And I used to cover Supernatural. It's kind of was my first show at Pure Fandom, but I have since let that one go so I could cover Riverdale, which is kind of the same audience as Teen Wolf. And yeah, I love me some teen drama and Luke Perry. And I'm also an author, so I write YA fiction, and I'm working on book 2 right now. Well, not right now. I should be writing today, but I'm not writing today. And yeah, just any movie or whatever comes up, I'll write something random and weird that doesn't really make sense, but you guys seem to like, so that makes me happy. And my older brother, he used to lock me in my room and make me memorize comics because he's just, well, and that was, X-Men, just like Court. And that kind of got me into like, okay, there's like 2 really strong women in this. So I kind of gravitated towards them. And then, kind of went from there with any female superhero, action star, anything like that. So I actually just noticed that I think this is an otter Wonder Woman right next to me on my writing desk. So I've just always been very pro women and women in film, women on TV. So I was just thrilled for the movie and so happy it was good. I was really scared that it was going to suck not because of her, anyone involved, just because the DC movies have not been great. So I was really pumped about that.
Okay, awesome. All right, cool. So the rest of the time we'll be talking about Wonder Woman. So as always, spoilers, 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 spoilers. So if for some reason you haven't seen the film but are watching this live discussion, go away. This will be
Get out of here.
This will be on the Pure Fandom YouTube channel, so you can come see it again when you've seen it again. Go watch it multiple times, watch it 2D, 3D, 4D, IMAX, whatever they have. And then come back and watch the recorded version. But so we'll just get started now. And then I know that Reagan, you did mention briefly about the Alamo Drafthouse viewing, but I thought it'd be really cool if you just kind of talk a little bit more about that before we talk about things we liked, didn't like, and our overall impressions.
So the Alamo Drafthouse, you probably saw it on the news, did a all-woman screening of Wonder Woman, and a bunch of men are really mad about that. But it was a really cool all-female screening. There was a woman dressed as Wonder Woman outside we could take pictures with in front of this Yes We Can poster, and we just had a discussion about how important this film is, like, for women in Hollywood, and how it subverts a lot of tropes and just sort of presents this female hero in like a really healthy way to as differently than we usually see. So that was really cool, and it was just like, it was really neat to see a movie like this in a theater full of only women. There wasn't anybody in there sexualizing Wonder Woman. Like, it was just a bunch of people celebrating this awesome female hero.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I wish there
it
were
was
more movie theaters like around the rest of the United States that did that. That'd be really cool. I'd be down.
Yeah. They should.
All right, so we'll start off with something easy. Who was your favorite character? And obviously mine was Diana. But other than that, Etta Candy is hysterical. I loved how she was just like sarcastic, and she made that really funny quip about how when Steve Trevor was like putting glasses on Diana, she's like, yeah, like that would fool anyone about how beautiful she is. And I thought that was like a cute little jab at like Superman Clark Kent. So
Yeah,
like,
Definitely, yeah.
yeah. So we'll do like round robin about who everyone's favorite character was. Yeah.
Well, mine was Diana as well. I mean, she's Wonder Woman. I mean, I just loved her so much. And I was kind of surprised by her humanity. She is just so good. I mean, she just believes the best in people. She wants to protect every individual person. I mean, she just, she wasn't about, let's sacrifice this small group for the greater good or whatever. She wanted to save every single person. And I loved that so much about her. That's what's made her, one of my new very favorite heroes.
Yeah.
Well, I liked Etta too, and Diana, of course. But I think I like, and how do you pronounce her name? Antiope, Robin Wright's character.
Oh,
Did I pronounce it
Antiope.
right? Yeah. I thought she was so badass. Like, I actually thought that she was actually going to be the main antagonist.
Yeah.
From the trailer, because I don't know, like it's her facial expressions that kind of got me into seeing like, oh, maybe she is going to be that antagonist, and I think that was going to be really badass. But her arc was just it just really touched me. Like I don't know what it was, but it was small, but it said a lot about like how close knit that family was and everything like that. And even though it would have been interesting for her to be the antagonist, like I just thought it was a small arc, but it was perfect.
Yeah, there was all these really cool memes and like gifs that came out that said Princess Buttercup grew up to be to the general, and I was
I saw that.
Yeah, I totally forgot that was her. I was just like, why does she look so familiar? But yeah,
there's no one from House of Cards now. I'm like, oh yeah, her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
All right, am I next?
Yes.
Okay, so of course, like you guys, my favorite character, one of them was Diana for sure. I just love how fierce she was. There was that innocence that she had from living only on the island with the other ladies, but out in the world, like every time someone would tell her she couldn't do something or tell her no, like whatever, and she would go ahead and just do the shit anyway. She was amazing. And like you just said, my other favorite character was Antiope. I grew up with The Princess Bride, and I remembered her as Buttercup, and just seeing her as this beautiful and wonderful, strong general, like it was awesome. And I was a little disappointed that she died off so early. Is this a spoiler if we say what's going to happen in the second movie? Okay, so I'm very like I'm very happy about the news that she's going to be in the second movie. I don't know how they're going to make it happen, but we're going to see her again, so that makes me so happy.
Flashbacks
about what?
I was like,
Maybe
flashback.
Yeah, sorry. So no, about Diana's like she always does things when people tell her not to. I loved how, there's 3 or 4 times that Steve says, Diana, stay here. Diana, don't do that. Yes. And she does it anyway, and then he just stops. Like at some point she says, you wait here. I'm going to go ahead. And he's like, okay. Like he realized like you should stop telling her, wait here, stay here, because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, like that first scene when that German soldier guy was trying to get the diary, a journal from them, and then they like started doing all the gunfights, and then Diana was like, oh, with their thing, and then Steve was just like, she's much better equipped to protect us than I am.
Yeah, and I love that because it reminded me of the Superman movies when Clark reaches in front of Lois and blocks the bullet. It was just like that, but it was, Wonder Woman, so it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I can't remember who had mentioned this, but one of you had written down about how it's like a really refreshing seeing the role reversal kind of thing about Diana being the person who saves the damsel who ends up being Steve.
Okay, well, I know it's not a popular opinion amongst our panel. Obviously, Diana was my favorite character, but I have to give some love to Steve because even though he did try to, like, stop, don't do this, like, he wasn't super offended by her, like how strong she was, and he wasn't, like man hurt, like, oh, huff huff, you're taking my thunder. Like he saw how amazing she was and was just like, get it, girl. And I like that about him, and I like that they could have gone the other way and they could have made him the stereotype, but they didn't. So I liked him a lot.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. He was great.
Yeah, me too.
And
that's true.
Let's objectify him a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah. I kept forgetting how attractive Chris Pine was, and then I saw
my
this movie and I was
gosh,
just like, wow. Yeah.
His eyes, like I kept like looking at his eyes. They're so beautiful.
I know.
Yeah. I could never pick between the Chris's.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that because I'm always seeing like the Pratt, the Evans, the Hemsworth, and I never really hear about Chris Pine so much. And then
he's on that list.
Them together. I'm like, that's true. No, he is, but he's always just like in that bottom because I'm always watching Marvel, and so I always see those 3 all the time. So whenever I saw Chris Pine, I'm like, oh my gosh, oh, that's so good. All the Chris's, you know, you guys are good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's just like like Meg, you had said like Steve wasn't at all kind of affronted or upset that Diana was taking control, and I just liked that from the very beginning. Like the romantic relationship between Diana and Steve didn't really happen until what, like a third or a half of the movie was over, and it was all about like
sure it was going to
respect
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really subtle when it did. I mean, there was like one kiss in the whole movie, and everything else was just alluded to.
Yeah, that's true. It was like half a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like barely. But no, it was a good thing though. It was a good thing.
I don't know. But it was really good. It was just, and especially the when after they had crossed the no man's land and they got to the Belgium town, and Steve did the shield thing with the car that was broken. And he was listening. He saw how the Amazons fought, and he knew that she knew how to do it. It was good.
He paid attention. Like,
You
who doesn't love a dude that
did.
pays attention? That's good.
Yeah.
That's a plus for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's such a cinnamon roll. I love him. Oh my goodness. Okay, so since we talked about our favorite character, I kind of want to skip a little bit ahead, but we'll talk about least favorite character because that's like a very interesting, I think, discussion in of itself. So I know that for me, my least favorite character is Ludendorff, only because I thought that it was really weird that we had to have two villains and they kind of like diminished each other a little bit. Didn't understand the whole point about Dr. Poison giving him that little capsule that made him strong, except that it would be the only thing that would put him on the same like playing field as Wonder Woman like later on. But I think I would have liked it way better if they developed Dr. Poison's backstory a little bit more, or at the very least ended up showing that she was like somehow controlling Ludendorff, because as a woman she wouldn't be able to go into any of the board meetings or kind of be in any of the men discussion that was happening. But it ended up being that they were both there, so it just really diluted, I think, the effectiveness like of the villainy in it. But that was what I disliked.
That's true. I didn't think about that either. I didn't think about that. That's true though. I feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
Okay, Reagan?
Oh, sorry. So my least favorite character was Ares, which I mean is obvious because he's the big bad guy. But really, my thing was I just hated him so much, and I got so frustrated because she kept trying to kill him and it wasn't working. And so I mean that scene of their fight is so long, and I just kept saying,
Are you banging on the desk right now?
Die already! Yes, I'm angry.
That angry.
Yes, I needed him to die already. Like it just took so long. So yeah, that was my least favorite.
Yeah, I think it was more like I couldn't take him seriously because like he's Lupin and Lupin is good, and Lupin cannot be the
My
one.
My husband said the same thing. He's like, I couldn't get there. Like he's not the bad guy.
Yeah, and there's one moment where he like is on the ground, and I was like, he's about to go full werewolf right now. Like I just thought he was gonna like shift.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the really good thing about Ares, though, when he made that jab at Diana, being like, "You didn't expect me to be this like I guess like crippled, just very diminutive man," and I was just like, "That's a very good call," because it's like she would have expected someone like Ludendorff to be Ares, but I don't know. It was just like when he like put on his armor and then did the whole this thing to like make it so that we could see his face. I was like, cover that back.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Poor Lupin. Isn't that scary at all?
What are you doing? Okay, Christine.
Okay, so mine was Ares as well, but I think it was more of the Sir Patrick Morgan aspect of Ares, because Ares is like two different guys at the time. But that whole twist was just so anticlimactic to me. But it's actually something that I probably want to get to later when we talk about our favorite scenes and our least favorite scenes, maybe if we get to that. But really, it's more of the twist with Sir Patrick Morgan being Ares. It was just yeah. I'm piggybacking what you guys said, but at the same time, it felt so anticlimactic.
I thought it was kind of predictable. Like,
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
But I mean, I didn't expect him to be. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be Ares, but I knew something was sketchy with him.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. That's what I want to get to later. It's especially that. Yeah. Like, I expected him to be something because they were showing subtle hints about it. It's like, okay, he's a little bit sketchy, but I didn't expect him to be full on Ares. I'm like, what? But yeah.
Like you guys, Ares was my least favorite character, and it felt like he was unnecessary. We already had Ludendorff and Dr. Poison, who they didn't utilize to her full potential. She could have been the big bad. She should have been the big bad. I know Diana was on this mission to fight Ares. That's what she was born for. She's the god killer. But like he felt unnecessary. I really would have liked the idea of her coming, looking for Ares, trying to stop the war, just as she did, and thinking that if she destroyed Ares, it would stop everything. But figuring out that war isn't really like Ares really isn't the issue. It's humans who are the issue. Like there's always going to be war. He's just there. He's just hanging around. Like I really just would have liked if they played around more with Ludendorff and what you guys said, finding out that Dr. Poison was pulling the strings. Maybe they're saving that for the second movie or another movie for Wonder Woman down the line because Dr. Poison got away. So it's possible.
That's true. Hopefully.
Yeah. And did you guys ever see Xena, Warrior Princess?
Yes.
So when they kept saying Ares, I kept picturing the Ares from that show and seeing who they came up with. I was, no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Is Ares on that show more like
sexy and yeah.
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, I thought he was. That's another thing too. I thought he was kind of. I love the actor, but I thought he was just a little bit too old. Even though it makes sense, I guess, time wise. But I mean, still, it just felt weird. It was like, oh, okay. It's like it was like he's fighting. It was like she was fighting like her father or something.
Yeah. And like besides Zeus, like I don't think of gods as aging.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Like it would have made more sense if it was if Ares was her father rather than Zeus, I guess.
Right.
Yes. I know that in the comics Zeus is supposed to be her dad, but I was really hoping, because especially the way that Hippolyta was just like, if Ares finds her, it'll be the end of everything. I was just like, that means that Ares is her dad.
Yep.
That had to be something, and then it just ended up being like her uncle, something.
I think it's her brother.
Yeah, it's her brother.
Yeah.
Because they have the same dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's her brother.
Such a hoe.
He really is.
Yeah, that is Zeus. Yeah.
I didn't say my favorite or least favorite character.
Yes.
I have to go. So I agree with all of you, but I was kind of bothered by the mom. I was, Team Buttercup on this one, where like, I don't know if it's because I'm a mom and I'm like, tell your kids stuff, they need to know stuff. But like, dude, like this sword is the god killer. Like, no, just tell her the truth. Like, she's like looking at this sword like, yeah, totally. That's the thing. Like, and her aunt was like, you need to tell her the truth. You need to train her. And that's why she was doing it. But that kind of bugged me that she didn't give her the opportunity and like at least prepare her for it instead of just like keeping her sheltered.
She let her leave the island, never to return, without even telling her. I mean,
she's like, peace out.
After that point, have fun in the world. Hope you don't find out who your dad is.
I was about to defend her until you said that. I was like, oh wait, that's right. Never mind. I agree with Meg.
Yeah, definitely. It totally did bother me how they put the god killer sword on like a huge pedestal. I was expecting like a King Arthur kind of situation where it was like only she could like take it. And then when you find out that it wasn't even useful, I was like, why put it in like gold?
Why did you build that? That was like a waste of resources.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it just got destroyed like instantly. I mean, it just disintegrated.
That's true.
Yeah, that's really funny. I forgot about that. Yeah,
to make it look pretty.
Yeah, the set decorator and everything.
Like, stone's not gonna.
Okay, so no. Wait, what were you saying, Christine? Sorry.
I was like, the stone's not gonna do. You pull that out of the stone. Sword in the stone.
They should have like pulled it out. Like she should have pulled it out, and then like underneath was a mirror. Be like, you're the god killer. Like, no. But that's it.
For some revelation like that, that would have been awesome.
Oh my god, that would have been really good. You can tell Meg that you're a writer and just like setting up different arcs.
Getting carried away. Yes, that's what I do for a living. And this is helpful too. All part of the deal, guys.
Too early.
Okay, so let's talk about our favorite and least favorite scenes. So we'll start with our favorites. And so I had mentioned this before, but the battle in Belgium where Steve coordinated with this god to do the whole hoisting part of the car to do the shield thing, that was really cool just because that meant that My cousin's dog just came in. Anyway, but it was just more that he was listening, and when he ended up being kind of into Themyscira, he helped the Amazons like fight against the Germans without even kind of being like, this is what I do, like listen to me. He like totally just took cues from the Amazons, and the fact that that was reiterated later on made me love him even more and showed how much he respected Diana's just skill and was just like, she's gonna run the show. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved the No Man's Land scene. I mean, we have to mention that. That was just so cool. I got chills as she, emerged from that bunker and made her way across that field. I mean, it was no man's land, but I mean, she's not a man, so she could do it. I just loved it. Yeah, she had it. She did it. I also really loved, and I know that this is one of Jasmine's least favorite scenes, but I really loved when she walked into that gala with that sword in the back of her dress. Like, she just did not give, she just didn't care. Like, she was like, yeah, I have a sword. Yeah, it's in my dress. Like, so what? I just loved it. I mean, as long as Ludendorff didn't see it, she didn't care. Like, all those other people in the party could just see her god killer sticking out the back of her dress. I thought that was cool.
It looked like it was part of the dress anyway.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
But it was just so funny. She's just like, I am not even going to hide it. It's like, this is the only place I can keep it, so let's go.
Yeah, I know. It was
awesome. I don't really think I have a favorite scene. I just remember I was laughing the entire time. There were just so many funny scenes. I didn't think that it was going to be that hilarious. But I guess if I were to pick one funny scene, though, it would have probably been when Diana was trying on all those normal clothes. Mm-hmm. It's just Edda's remarks were just hilarious. But I honestly want to watch it again just so I can remember exactly what happened. But I remember that one being probably one of my most favorite of the funny scenes. But overall, as a film, though, I wanted to say that I guess as overall as a film, like if you think of it as one whole scene, like that would have been my favorite of all time, because it had a lot of similarities to like the first Avenger, the Captain America movie, and it's actually one of my personal favorites of the MCU in general. And I love not only because it was a period film, but it had so many parallels to Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter. That was one of my favorite love teams. One of my favorite ships. So I actually love that it paralleled it. I know I've seen some comparisons how it makes it look bad, like, oh, it looks like a Captain America movie, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I actually liked it. I actually liked the fact that it was like that because of how much I love Captain America and everything. So.
Yeah, and about it being funny, I was surprised by how funny this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
It had so much more humor and lightheartedness to it somehow than the other DCEU films have had. And so I'm like, that's part of the reason it was just so much better. I mean, I loved Man of Steel as well. I think, Court, you said that you did. But this one was just so good. And I think that the humor was a big part of that.
Yeah, it wasn't just like all gritty and like all just
like crazy.
Right.
Yeah, DC's been taking themselves so seriously lately, with Batman versus Superman and things like that. I mean, not Suicide Squad exactly, but so it was just nice to have, a little bit of fun mixed in with the seriousness.
Yeah, they're taking the dark too seriously. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm sorry. I was saying, here's hoping they take a note in the future. I mean, already from the scenes we've seen with Aquaman for the upcoming Justice League movie, like it gives me hope.
Yeah.
So my favorite scenes, of course, I like the No Man's Land scene and the battle on the beach with the Amazons and the Germans. But two of my favorite scenes, they were funny. They were with Diana and Steve. The one in the pool. Of course, my nieces were in the movie theater with us, so that was fun. But how unfazed Diana was with Steve's above average package. And then later on the boat, when they were talking about sex, really, and how unnecessary men were to the whole act. Or the pleasure of the act.
Yeah.
Like those were two of my favorite scenes. I just thought they were funny, and I enjoyed those two characters and their chemistry.
I gotta watch it again because that's actually not my favorite too. I forgot about those scenes. Gosh.
Yeah, and I thought that they were improvised, right?
Yes, yeah.
I saw that. The boat,
That's even more awesome because they have so much chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think my favorite
apparently,
scene.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Reagan. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, apparently, Gal completely, what's the word? On the spot. Okay, anyway, she came up with that whole "I was sculpted from clay by Zeus," just like completely deadpan. Like that was all Gal. Like that wasn't in the script. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Meg.
I love that her name is Gal. Like that just like makes this all the more fun. Like,
Yeah.
hey Gal.
That's
Like
true,
I don't know.
Yeah.
So dumb, but I think it's great. Favorite scene would have to be the no man's land when she's climbing up and they're like, no, stop, don't. And then the people on the other side are like shooting her back and she's like, I'm doing it. I'm walking. Like I was just like, and that's when that was like the first time I cried. And then like after she finds out who Ares is and like she starts to like realize that it's not just killing him and all of that. I thought, stop it, I'm such a wimp. Girls. So like when she's realizing that like it's not just so black and white and it's like, you know, the love that she has for Steve and like love that humans have for each other can be more powerful than the god of war. And just like all these little realizations and like watching her like calculate it in her head and like realize that this black and white mission she had in her head is actually way more complex and it was just like visually really cool when everything's like blown up and all of that. So I liked that last scene too. And I cried in that scene.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that all
baby.
points to, we did talk about the whole Diana being so humane part of it, but it was really great when after she killed Ludendorff and she saw that the war was still going on and Steve was just like, it might not just be Ares, like humans aren't as the good, like genteel people that you think they are. And it's just that you see then that her mindset is changing. And so that was really cool. That was really cool, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And that's
Well, yeah,
why I wanted them to stick with that and not go with actually making Ares a thing, at least in this movie.
Yeah, I know. I thought, I thought it was gonna be a really nice metaphor, and then it became a literal, actual Ares.
Yep.
So that's when it didn't lose me. But I mean, I feel like it would have been more powerful if it had been more metaphorical, which is where I thought they were going with that.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I always thought that if it was Antiope or if it was Dr. Poison that was just the main antagonist, that would have been more climactic.
Yep.
But it just ruined it.
I like that you can see how she went from like sort of naive, but you know, just really curious Diana to how we see her in, you know, Batman versus Superman, where she's a little more hardened and she's like, oh, humans, like, I know what you're doing. Like, I've seen this before. And like seeing that little shift in her and like how she kind of went from the island girl to how she is in those movies. I like that.
Right.
I honestly purposely didn't see Batman vs Superman until I wanted to see the Wonder Woman thing because I didn't want to get myself confused with timelines. So I think that maybe it would have been better if I had seen that before, because then I would have definitely been like, oh, she's like way different and more naive than she was there. It's like, what happened? So maybe that would have been.
In that picture, I was like, oh, that's Chris Pine, because they hadn't really said too much about the Wonder Woman movie. And my husband was like, I don't know who that is. And I was like, dude. But like that was like a huge thing for me. And I was like, they're going to use him in the movie. And like, yeah. So seeing that in Batman, Superman, and seeing like how they actually like planned something out. Not to say that DC doesn't plan stuff, but kind of feels like they hadn't. So it was nice that like that all paid off.
Yeah, it was nice how well it fit into that. It was like almost like they'd made this movie before Batman versus Superman, which obviously they didn't, but it could have worked had they done that. So
yeah,
agreed.
Definitely. Okay, so we can also talk about least favorite scene before we just talk about the our overall impressions. Reagan mentioned it, but the dress thing was weird. But other than that, I didn't really have a least favorite scene, so I feel like anyone else can go ahead with that. Reagan?
Yeah, so this isn't a scene, but I do want to point out I really didn't like how underutilized Dr. Poison was. You know, I really liked the idea of this really scary, female villain. I mean, and the fact that they had the two, which you mentioned, with Ludendorff and Dr. Poison, it just took away from both of them. We didn't really need to. I feel like we could have had just a major focus on Dr. Poison as our main antagonist, and it would have been a little bit stronger as far as being a villain. So I just didn't like that, and I felt like her arc ended up being pretty anticlimactic, because obviously Steve dying and the gas, that was because of her, but she wasn't very present in that. You know, the last time we see her is when Diana's like considering throwing a tank on her or whatever that was, which, you know, she didn't do. But I don't know, I just felt like as a villain, her arc just was kind of unresolved a little bit. So
yeah, like I also want to know like how she got the burn on her face and how she got that like covered up. There's so many questions, and like the fact that she just like scampered away at the end. It's like, okay, you're gonna be in the second movie. That's why you're going.
She's got to go to like a theater so she can be a Phantom, guys. Like she's got a bright future.
Phantom of the Opera.
She's got to go play her organ.
Yeah.
Is she confirmed for the second one?
Oh, I don't know. I just assume.
I assume she'll be in it with that ending. Yeah,
I hope so.
I want to see more of her.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to, like you guys said, like I want to see like what caused the burns in her face, and you know, even though some of us know, you know, from comic books and stuff, but you know, we want to see it like for first time goers or whatever. Like I would love to see why. How did she end up there? You know, but I didn't like the dress either. To be honest, like I actually graduated with a production design degree, so that's something that I was a little nitpicky about, because I was like, that's a little not conservative for 1910s. Usually if you look at it, if you like Google like wardrobe from like that time frame, it was just, you know, like you don't see the cleavage and everything like that. Like it was way too revealing for that time frame. It was beautiful. It was beautiful though. I'm gonna say what?
Okay, but Diana doesn't know that, and the woman she stole it from had like a camisole under it. So
okay, I mean, that's true. Okay,
yeah.
That's true. Okay, you're right. I didn't say that it wasn't.
No, I'm not. I wasn't. No, I wasn't trying to like prove you wrong. I was just, you know, because she came from the islands, so she wouldn't know the, you know.
I know, but you did prove me wrong.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
No. I love that you did, because now that I realize that, I'm like, oh, that's true. See, like I said, I have to watch it again. But that wasn't really my least favorite.
So it's fresh.
Yeah. Oh, that works. Yeah, that's true. Well, I want to piggyback. There's probably like two scenes that I actually didn't really like, or not really scenes, I guess. Like I just want to go back to how it paralleled Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter. But it made sense that, you know, he died and everything like that. It made sense to me. I actually preferred it, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that he died, obviously, because I really shipped them. But it made sense that Steve Trevor died, and it's just because, you know, considering they met during World War I. But obviously Diana didn't age, and it's just almost the same as like Steve Rogers. But, you know, with Steve Rogers, he gets stuck in the ice for like how many years? And that doesn't give him time. That didn't give him time to heal, with Peggy growing old and everything and living a life without him. But with Diana, she had time to heal. And that was one part that I actually did understand and liked about that part. Even though it was painful, you know, that you weren't able to spend time with the person that you loved. Still, at least Diana was given that time to heal. But also, like, to go back with Ares and the whole like twist with Sir Patrick Morgan being Ares and everything is just, like I said, it was very anticlimactic, and I just feel like his character just wasn't built up enough to deserve that role. You know, it's just going back to like what we've talked about before, so I'm not really gonna mention it again. But in mythology, I love that it included that kind of history in that story, but you know, I'm just not gonna, like I said, like you guys said, like Dr. Poison would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting though that you said that you brought the thing where it's like Steve Rogers had time. I didn't have time to like mourn over Peggy, whereas Diana did about Steve Trevor. But I was just like, why are all the Steves in like the comic book universe so sacrificial and so heroic? It's just like, get off the plane. It's like, you don't even do that. Don't do it. Get off. I agree. I know, I was so upset too. I was like, why are they paralleling this so bad? That's why I started crying throughout the whole love story. I was like, oh my God, I'm just seeing the movie all over again. Except it's just Wonder Woman. Not again. I was already crying the first time.
So My least favorite scenes kind of echo yours. The whole thing, where I didn't really buy into Ares, maybe not buy into that whole final fight scene. Like, she was badass, she was awesome, but like him pushing her buttons, like I wasn't into it. I was kind of actually taken out of the movie. Just him being there and being the big bad. So there was that, and just like the fact that it took the loss of Steve for her to reach her full potential to be able to take out Ares. I kind of didn't like that. Like that. That's what it took for her to be able to like do what she needed to do and be activated as the God Killer. And I did not like that they killed off Steve. He was like, they signed Chris for multiple movies and they better bring him back Bucky style.
Yeah,
like I don't care if they're copycats. Like, do it. Because like you guys said, because it was set in World War I, like how was he possibly going to still be alive? So the fact that they killed him off, air quotes, like they can bring it back now.
That's true. They never.
I didn't know that they had him. Yeah, for other movies.
No, they do. They signed him for multiple films. Like
I did not know that.
Oh my god, that's gonna be great. I hope so, because I don't want a whole Bruce Wayne and Diana.
I really don't want that.
I really don't. Like, no.
Especially if there's a possibility of Ben Affleck leaving.
Yeah.
Wait, are you anti-Ben?
No, I thought he did a great job as Batman, but if he's rolling out,
I kind of am.
Is he? I haven't heard that.
Well, I'm not sure he might be. The fact that like they didn't use his script, or they're not using his script for the upcoming Batman movie. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, and
that's always an issue.
Because of how bad the movies were doing critically. I mean, I loved Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, but because of how bad they were doing critically before Wonder Woman, like there was a possibility that he might not come back. But with how good this is, and depending on how good Justice League does, I'm not sure. So we'll see.
They threw
but
his
yeah, I don't
script
want
out.
them together.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they threw his script out and they got somebody else to do a whole new script.
Why doesn't he just like take Goodwill Hunting and be like, bam,
right,
bam, right here?
That's what I hated about. I remember when Edward Norton did Incredible Hulk, and then they had like some creative differences, and that's why Mark Ruffalo was the Hulk now.
I love Mark Ruffalo.
I love Mark Ruffalo, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't need like angsty Edward Norton.
I'm sorry, no comment.
I like Edward Norton, but I heard he's super controlling on set.
I don't know. I just miss whatever. I'm going on topic. I'm sorry.
We're opening old wounds here.
I'm sorry. Stupid Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter.
I know, seriously. Oh
like, how great would it be to have Wonder Woman and Captain America? Obviously, two different universes, but like they both totally get it.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't start. That's when we start shipping it. Watch.
Okay, so least favorite scene. I have to go with the dress scene, the montage, which like I was waiting for some like rockin' 80s tunes to kick in and like strutting out. Just because I don't know, I was like, I don't need it. Like, I get it. Like, I get she was like, I'm not gonna wear this. Screw your fashion. But I don't know. I felt almost like they felt like they had to have that in there, and I don't know. I just wasn't digging it.
Yeah, because it's like that's the girl movie thing is we have the shopping montage. Yeah,
girls like to shop. Hey.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't necessary, but it was nice that it was different than the typical,
Like, why didn't they go to like a weapons store? He's like, this, I'll try this on. Like, give me that crossbow. Yeah, that would have been better. It was funny. It was definitely funny, but I felt like,
but I agree.
Of all of the things they could have done, like, they really didn't need to have it. And like, I liked that they had it just because they gave like more time to Etta, and she was hilarious. But
I mean,
it just felt very like stereotypical.
You're not going to have a Superman movie with a shopping montage. You're not going to have him trying on. What about this one? What about this one?
Exactly.
It was because it was a female-led film. I mean, that's obvious. That's just what you do in girl movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though that you said something about like she should have gone to the weapon shop, because have any of you seen John Wick 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, when he does the whole montage thing, but it's like suit, and then it's like guns, and it's like knives, and it's I don't know. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's just I think it was also really interesting. I think they did the montage scene specifically so that when her costume, her outfit is like the little tiny skirt, and it's just like, why does she need a little skirt? But it's like she can move her legs more than she could in like those restrictive. I think they were just honestly setting it up for that, like explaining it why it would have been more covered up or something.
Yeah. I did like that part where she said, "How do you fight in this?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So, okay, other things that we can touch upon. So we'll just do kind of like round robin thing and just whatever we're inspired to like talk about. But I think one of the things that I wanted, and also because I am not familiar with Wonder Woman from the comic book standpoint, I don't know how much of this is echoing what happened in there. But I thought it was really weird that they didn't call her Wonder Woman once, or even try to coin that moniker. Yeah, I just
you're right.
I don't think she had that moniker back then.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
I mean, the movie's still called Wonder Woman. It would have been nice to have just one. I mean, even, you know, in the present day.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe
else.
present day, maybe like in the second one, if they touch upon that, they might, I mean, it sounds like a present day thing that, you know, us people
I don't know,
nowadays
though.
would be like,
It was so cringy when they're like, we feel like a Suicide Squad. Like, I was like, oh, don't do it. And then like, Will Smith, you're going to start singing a Suicide Squad song, aren't you? So like, the fact that they didn't, I'm kind of okay with, because it would have been something so cheesy. Like, she's a Wonder Woman, you know, like.
Oh, like Superman kind of thing? It's like, he's super.
And a man.
Okay, all right, yeah. That would have been really funny though. It's just like, she's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that Steve introduced her as Diana Prince. Well, she introduced herself as Diana Princess of Themyscira, but he cut her off, which he did a lot. But yeah, I like that he didn't say Wonder Woman, or they didn't say Wonder Woman. That would have been too on the nose. So Diana Prince. That's how she got her alter ego. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love Prince. I love that last name.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else that you kind of wanted to mention? I know there's a little bit of stuff that we prepared, but anything else that you want to talk about impressions or characters and everything like that?
I just loved it. I'm just so happy.
Yeah, me too. I want to watch it again.
I really love it.
Awesome. And seeing all of the other DC movies, just like, I don't know, the trailer, like they're really good at making trailers, but then like that was like the best parts of the movie. So like everyone was just kind of like, and then you saw all the reviews coming in like that it was good, and like it was just so exciting, especially because it's the first like female led and female director that it did good. Like we all know that it can happen, and like we are all very well aware of what women can do. So having that be such a broadly seen thing, especially in such a male dominated area, it's just freaking awesome. So
yeah, especially the genre. I mean, it's just such a man's world, and
oh no,
Reagan.
Oh, she froze.
She's frozen.
Well,
She's gone.
Picking up on what she was talking about. I recently read an article where they were talking about someone at Marvel or DCU, not DC, but they were talking about how female comics or whatever don't really sell as much as the male comics, and I think they were trying to cut back. And like this just proves the fact that if you make it, we will come, we will buy. It just make it good.
It sounds like a Marvel thing, because they've been trying to do, like, they've been talking about Black Widow for like forever, and they just haven't done it.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Captain Marvel coming out, but that's not until like 2 years from now.
Yeah, 2019 for sure, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Marvel's gonna have to really step it up if they want to try to surpass. But I honestly can't see it happening too much, because Wonder Woman's such a big icon. Captain Marvel, I guess I don't know if any of you guys really even knew Captain Marvel before.
I didn't.
Really.
No, I had to Google.
Yeah, so it's really something that I think that they have to really step up if they want to even try to get to that point.
This will be what DC does. Like they've tried to do like the one-off superhero dudes, and like yes, Batman huge, Superman is huge, but they didn't do it well. And don't get mad at me, Corey. I know you love Man of Steel, but like they went too dark with it, and
they did.
I think maybe this is their thing, and that this is what they put her in the front, like put her in the front of the group, keep making her the center even of like the group movies, because they did it right. Like it worked for them.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe that is their thing. Hopefully. They can
Yeah,
keep doing
just
it.
do that and don't overstuff the movies. They did it in Batman versus Superman, and they tried to do it in this. There were some pacing issues here. They could have cut a couple of things, but then I'm going to say they could have added some more stuff from Themyscira.
I know. Can we just have like a live
Oh, I
feed of the
love-
island? Like, I freaking love the island and like
Can we just make
the
it real?
women. And it was awesome.
Yeah, I just wish they could make it real. That's so pretty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you live there?
It's gorgeous. I know. I just want to live there. So easy to find, though.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. I know we only have 10 minutes left, but why was I honestly thought that the reason why Steve was able to get into past the barrier was because he was like in desperate need to be saved. But that wasn't the same for the Germans. So it was just like, is it that easy to break the barrier?
I think the barrier is made by Zeus, right? With the last of his god power.
Yeah.
So I guess after a period of time, it weakened and weakened, so that once it was encountered by Steve and the Germans, like they got right through. So who knows what's going to happen next time a boat or a plane tries to go through?
Yeah, like what is it now? Is it like a timeshare? Like, can people just like walk right in?
Right.
I know. See, I want to see. I hope hopefully they touch base on that in the second movie too, because I want to see what happens to the islands.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or since Diana is a god, like could she reinforce the barrier?
Maybe Lupin can go back with his wand.
True.
Sorry, Lupin. That's so mean.
I don't know. It was just I'm just like very upset with casting Lupin as Sir Patrick. It was just like, how dare you?
Reagan's back. Hey, Reagan.
Hi. Okay. My Wi-Fi went out, so I had to connect to my phone's hotspot.
Okay, but yay, you're back. Yeah, so we're just kind of doing final and wrap up things. I did have a question though. So since I haven't had a chance to rewatch it, I was actually crying so hard at the end. I didn't see who she was emailing. Who was she emailing at the end? Like,
was
thank
Bruce
you for
Wayne, right?
Yeah, it was Bruce, right?
Yeah, it was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I was crying so hard too.
Yeah.
I was just like, my glasses were completely fogged up and I couldn't see it.
And my head was up. My head was down like this. It's like, oh. People next to me, they're like, "Oh God, she's crying." Like, so sad.
I love that scene in the vault. She still had his watch. Like, that was beautiful. And she needs to give it back to him when he comes back as the not Winter Soldier.
Yeah. It's really cool though that now she's in like present day working as a restoration or some sort of curator.
She's like a curator, right? Like a curator, and I know that is pretty cool.
I'm curious to see how it's all going to play out in Justice League.
I'm
She's just
excited.
like, oh, you humans, you're so silly. You know.
I'm so excited for Justice League.
Yeah.
I wasn't excited until Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
Very like team CW Flash and like not
Yes.
having it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still not
that's
excited
true.
about that Flash.
Like,
Well,
I'm
it's
sure
just so
it's gonna be
weird
great.
because we already have a Flash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
And he's great.
I'm so attached to Grant Gustin.
exactly. But this is not connected to the Arrowverse, right?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Which is so dumb. Like, why would you split your fandom like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should just
And
connect.
now we're all
everything.
arguing about it. So
Yeah.
we could have been
Exactly.
the United DC fandom, but now we're CW versus DCEU.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
Well, parts.
Yeah.
CW for
Yeah.
sure.
I like CW for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for
But
sure.
yeah, wait. So then, because they cast what's his name? But the other Flash after the CW Flash began, right?
Yeah. I don't even know who that is. Who is it?
He's from Perks of a Wallflower and
Ezra Miller, the new Flash.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, like, I
I've
agree with
decided
Reagan.
not to care about him. I can't love him. There's not enough room in my heart for two Flashes.
Grant
I
Gustin is
agree with that.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sad.
Like, I won't hate on him. I don't hate him, but like Grant Gustin is my Flash.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But
Okay, yeah. I agree.
I just wish, and I don't know how this would happen, that we would get Aquaman and Flash and then Cyborg all before Justice League. That would be really cool. But I don't think that's possible.
Because isn't it in like November?
It's really soon. I think
It'd
it's
have
in.
to come out this summer.
Yeah.
Wait, what's in
know.
November?
Justice League?
Already?
Yeah.
Oh,
Already. It's been forever. Like, I'm ready for Superman to come back.
Like, honestly, like I said, I haven't been impressed with DCEU. So I haven't really been paying attention as much. But yeah, no, now that, like I said, like now that Wonder Woman came out, I'm like, oh my God, and I just need more.
How do you guys usually feel about the trailers? Like, do you watch trailers or do you try to
Yeah,
avoid them?
I love watching.
Oh, I always watch them. The DC movies always have such good trailers. I mean, a lot of times they're not reflective of the film at all, but they're always so good. Like the Suicide Squad trailer was so good.
Yeah, the music,
and the
everything.
Justice League trailer is really good too, which concerns me that the movie won't be, but maybe it will be.
Yeah, because people said that the Wonder Woman trailer wasn't that good, and like,
Yeah,
I wonder if there's like some truth to that.
It did win a trailer award like last week. Did y'all see that? It won some award for best trailer. Yeah.
Well, I actually loved the Wonder Woman trailer. Like I remember when I said it earlier. I said it earlier.
Great.
I was like, that's the first one that I was actually impressed with. It's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah,
So-
I honestly kept seeing the same one over and over again. Like I didn't see any other ones. I was just like, oh, okay, is this it? But,
Well, that's kind of good though.
That's good.
They're like
Yeah.
trying to keep like the good parts, like just secret. It's like I don't know. You could watch it later.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of avoid trailers. I watch the first one, but then I won't watch any more. Like I'll cover my eyes and my ears during the movie, during the previews and everything, because like some of them just give away way too much and it ruins the movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't help but spoil myself though sometimes.
Oh yeah. The fact that I didn't like read all the spoilers and like IMDb synopsis for this movie was like a huge change. Usually I like
me
figure out
too.
everything because I'm just like, what do I need to prepare for? Do I need
Oh,
The only thing I prepared for was Steve Trevor dying, and I was like, I know he's gonna die, but I just don't know how.
I went into
I don't know
that,
how.
like,
I'll
just
prepare myself.
Yeah, I'm the only thing I'm glad is that they allowed Wonder Woman to Diana to somehow like remember that scene so she could hear him say "I love you," but I was just like,
Yes.
that's unacceptable.
oh yeah, that was a great scene too.
Yeah.
Look at us, we're all trying to cry.
Yeah, I haven't cried that hard. I think since First Avenger.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm all thinking.
Wait, I can't remember the last like superhero-y movie I cried in.
Mhm.
I'm like a TV sabber though, especially like with
Oh, yeah.
screeners when you have no commercial to interrupt it.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I cry most at TV for sure.
Well, I mean, you've spent so long with the characters, so it's so much more
exactly.
emotional impact when something happens.
That's what I always say too. It's like I tend to ship more TV than I do movies because I see them every week.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like
Yeah.
But
Okay. All right. This was super, super fun. So is everyone, I just want to give you guys all time to say like one more thing or if there is anything you want to mention. Mhm.
No, it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. I really want to see it again. I'm
absolutely.
debating, did any of you guys see it in 3D?
No,
No.
I should see it in 3D.
Yeah. Cause they give you
I
really
tend to
cool.
avoid the 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, it's like so I'm not sure if it was like a specific Philadelphia theater that did this, but my friend went to go see it. She went with the guy and the guy got like the 3D glasses looked like Steve's aviators and then she got like a cool Wonder Woman looking goggle thing.
Oh,
Cool.
That's cool.
I hope
so
it's
I
a
need-
Philadelphia thing only.
Yeah, because I was just like also like I have glasses. I can't see 3D movies because like the 3D goggles do nothing for me. It's like
Yeah, it's hard when you're wearing glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, definitely need to rewatch it as many times as I can. But yeah, okay. So this chat was super, super fun. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. And if you have any comments or extra thoughts or whatever, if you disagreed with anything that we said or super agreed with it, you can find us on Twitter. Let's see. Before we leave though, let's make sure that everyone knows everyone else's kind of like Twitter handles and everything like that. So my Twitter handle is Blueberry Jelly. And let's just go down the line. Reagan?
My Twitter handle is at Reagan D. Pierce.
Mine is at Christine Senon, CENON.
Mine is at Jendev, JENNDEVE.
I am at Meg Bonnie Writer, BONNEY for the Bonnie part. I don't know why I spelled the middle of it.
Oh.
but,
And Reagan is REAGAN, since we're all spelling our names.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and mine is CHRISTI.
I'm sure everyone followed all of that like so well.
Yeah. One of the main
Let's sit
tweets
down in
that
the comments or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely. So just make sure to follow Pure Fandom we're on Twitter, pure_fandom. Instagram is the same as well. And then our Facebook page is facebook.com/bepurefandom. And then of course our website is www.purefandom.com. And we're a super cool group of people, so just hang out with us all the time. And check out what else we have on our YouTube channel, because we have a lot of like super cool Comic-Con just like videos and everything like that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.
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 Bye.